Welcome back. We are entering our third year of the COVID-19 pandemic, and as the Pentagon officially lifts its vaccine mandate for the troops, our next guest says that while this is a good step, it should not stop there. For more on this, let's welcome in Texas State Representative, former Chief of Staff and HHS under Trump and Coronavirus Task Force, Representative Brian Harrison. Sir, thanks for joining us today. So the Pentagon, good morning, has dropped its vaccine mandate for troops, but more than 8,400 service members were discharged for refusing the shot. Why not reinstate these troops?
Well, they should all be reinstated if they want to come back. I mean, think about the absolute disgrace of this. We had some of our most patriotic, most brave men, women, soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marine, Coast Guard officers, and enlisted personnel who just wanted to serve their country. They volunteered to put on the uniform of their country, knowing the cost and the sacrifice that could entail. And as a way of thank you, they were shown the door for doing nothing more than refusing a vaccine that, quite frankly, most of them, young and healthy, probably didn't need. So I'm glad to see the Pentagon do this. They never should have put that mandate there in the first place. When we started Operation Warp Speed in the Trump administration, it was a joint program between the Pentagon and HHS, but it was supposed to be voluntary. So glad to see the military lifted their mandate, but don't forget the HHS, the Department of Health and Human Services, is still enforcing a nationwide COVID vaccine mandate for every healthcare worker in America. That needs to go next, and then every state, like here in Texas, I'm leading the charge to finally get rid once and for all and ban all of these liberty-destroying COVID vaccine mandates.
Yeah, all those folks, who lost their job. I know that the Pentagon is considering maybe giving back pay to those troops, so we'll follow the story. The CDC is now investigating possible links between Pfizer's COVID vaccine and strokes for those 65 and older, but they're still suggesting that people get boosted. Should these only be voluntary while, this new information is coming out? And what do you make of this news?
Well, I'm glad they told us about it. You're right. This is the Pfizer bivalent vaccine. There is a safety signal that was detected on one of the HHS surveillance systems. I'm glad the surveillance systems are robust and picking this up. I'm glad the Biden administration told us about it, but they haven't gone far enough in the interest of transparency, especially since they're still enforcing a nationwide healthcare worker vaccine. They need to not just tell us their top lines that they picked up a safety signal. We don't know causality yet, so I want to caution that we don't know what the final results of this will be. But they need to go further, especially since they're mandating this, and release all of the underlying data. Give us the information. Let world-class researchers, doctors, scientists, epidemiologists draw their own conclusions. They need to drop the mandate. They need to end the COVID declaration of emergency that we're still existing under today. And at the same time that they're saying, hey, we've got a safety signal, they can't also still be saying that exact Pfizer vaccine is being mandated by the same Biden administration.
Yeah,
it's completely hypocritical.
I think Americans just want, as you said, transparency, and then they can make the decisions for themselves. The president himself declared on 60 Minutes that the pandemic is over. Now, we're now entering the 12th extension of the public health emergency. How is this possible?
Yeah, it's mind-boggling, and I say that as somebody who helped coordinate the first federal COVID, the original federal COVID public health emergency back in January of 2020. I never would have imagined we would be here in January of 2023, still existing under this declared state of COVID emergency. I mean, there is not one single public health rationale at this point for us to be existing under these never-ending perpetual emergencies, which are antithetical to representative government, because when you have these declared states of emergency, it gives the executive branch of government so much emergency power it shouldn't have, power to order these authoritarian mandates. And you saw that the lockdowns and the shutdowns, all that came from perpetual declared states of emergency. Here in Texas, I'm actually advocating for us to end that as well. The state of Texas still has not ended its COVID emergency declaration. At this point, in January of 2023, unlike when it started, we have vaccines, we have diagnostics, we have treatments and therapeutics. We know about this virus, things we didn't know 2 years ago. All COVID emergency declarations should be ended immediately.
Yeah, well, good luck with that happening in Texas. I feel like Texas always kind of leads the way in things. Texas State Representative Brian Harrison, thank you so much for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. Your retirement funds are being threatened with even more losses from record inflation, recession, and skyrocketing interest rates. Fortunately, the highly trained specialists at American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. If you call them right now as a special offer, they will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order, so don't wait. Call 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.